time is 8 p.m. Central, and my repeater is done doing the stuff it does at this time. All regular amateur traffic, please stand by, because you are now listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Thursday night net, heard Thursday nights here on the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club frequencies and the University Link repeater system. Is there any emergency or priority traffic on this frequency? I am transmitting tonight from College Station, Texas, using the W5AC Amateur Radio Club repeater. For more information regarding the club's repeater system, and how to become a member, please visit n5oak.org. You can also participate in this net using the University Link repeater system, or right now using the W5AC repeater system. For more information about the University Link repeater system, please visit ka5d.com. If you are outside of Austin, we would love to hear from you too. The way to get in is via Echolink by connecting to KA5D-R or K5TMT-R. You can also reach us via Allstar by connecting to node 51444. If you are listening through the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system and wish to participate, be sure your tone is set to 114.8 Hz. For University Link repeater system, set your tone to 97.4 Hz. For W5AC repeater, make sure your tone is set to 88.5 Hz. For club members, we also have our very own Thursday night net channel on Discord. So swing by and say hi to folks hanging out in there during the net. My name is Elliot, Kilo India 5, Yankee Echo Romeo, and I will be your net controller this evening. This is a controlled net. Stations should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment times. If you are a new ham or just new to the net, the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday night net is a social net. We get together every week to share knowledge, ask questions, and hang out. It is very easy to check into this net. In just a bit, I'll ask for check-ins and take down a list of all stations who wish to participate. Once we have everyone checked in, I'll go down the list one at a time and give you the floor. Feel free to ask questions pertaining to ham radio and tell us something you've been working on, or just say hi. We just want to hear from you. If you missed the first round of check-ins, don't worry, we'll grab you in the next round. Please avoid topics of politics, religion, or anything else potentially inflammatory. Please keep it clean, nice, and appropriate. We have young hams participating. It is time for station identification and the opening of the net for check-ins. Please stand by. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday night net, hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club. Call sign N5OAK. We are here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. If you're just now joining us through the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system and wish to participate, be sure your tone is set to 114.8 Hz. If you're using the University Link repeater system, please set your tone to 97.4 Hz. And if you're using the Texas A&M University Amateur Radio Club repeater, please set your tone to 88.5 Hz. My name is Elliot, KI5YER, and I'm your net control station for tonight's net. It is time for short-time check-ins. Short-time check-ins means operators who cannot stay for the entire net. I will not open the floor for comments or questions for short-timers after their turn. That way you call in, say hi, and get on the log and go on with your evening. If you check in as a short-timer and later want to rejoin the net, please feel free to recheck. So if you're busy tonight but still want to check in, I'm looking for short-time check-ins. Any modes, anywhere, please come in with your call sign and name.
Kilo Golf 5, Juliet Romeo Alpha, Kilo Golf 5, Juliet Romeo Alpha, Dominic, short call, short time.
November Echo 5 Papa, Market Dripping Springs, short time, no traffic.
This is Kilo Golf 5, Tango Papa Hotel, Derek.
This is Kilo India Alpha. Let me start over again. Kilo India 5, Yankee India Alpha, Marshall, South Austin, no traffic.
This is
Kilo India 6, Hotel Quebec Tango, Ken in South Austin, no traffic.
This is Kilo India 5, Kilo Sierra Romeo, Steve in Bastrop, no traffic.
This is Kilo India 5, Zulu Yankee Tango, Buzz, South Austin, no traffic.
This is Kilo Juliet 5 AFI, Robert, Round Rock, short time.
Alpha Charlie 5 Golf, short time, no traffic.
All right, looks like so far we have KG5JRA, Dominic NE5P, KG5TPH, KI5YIA, KI6KQT, KI5KSR, KI5ZYT, KJ5AFI, and AC5G. Did I miss anyone in that first round of check-ins?
N3MPE. N3MPE.
A correction, my call was Kilo India 6, Hotel Quebec Tango, KI6HQT, not K.
November Papa Echo N3MPE.
All right, we have some severe weather here in College Station, and our Skywarn was going off half the time. KI6HQT, I got that. There was a call sign that ended in an echo, but you were quite quiet. Could you please repeat your call sign in full? I think we'll go ahead and start on down the list. We'll go KG5JRA, Dominic, if you're willing. You have anything to say? On Kilo Golf 5, Tango Papa Hotel, Derek. Do you have anything to say to the net before we continue on? Also, are you going to be attending the N5 OAK meeting this Saturday?
This is KG5TP. Planning to test and see if I can get my general.
KJ5 AFI, Robert, if you have anything to say to the net, you are more than welcome to do so now. I'd also believe you attending the N508K meeting this Saturday. Alright, this is Kilo India 5 Yankee Echo Romeo Elliott. I am your net controller for the net tonight. Do we have anyone else for a short time check-in? Any modes anywhere? Please come now with your call sign and name.
Whiskey Alpha 1 Uniform Alpha Tango, corner of Deacon and Longmire on south side of College Station.
Whiskey Alpha 1 Uniform Alpha Tango, that's a familiar call sign to me. Staying dry, I hope, with all the severe weather going on.
Heavy rain for the moment, no hail that I can determine. Over.
Anyone else for a short time check-in? Any modes anywhere? Please come in with your call sign and your name. Alright, before we get into regular check-ins, we're going to review a question or two from the FCC's current general exam. If you have a technician license, this will give you a sample of what the test is about. If you already have passed your general exam, it's always a good thing to review the material. I'm not sure who I'm passing it on to, but if you're doing the general exam questions tonight, you are good to go.
Rick, AI5JT, are you out there?
AI5JT.
Alright, Rick, your signal is terrible. Try that again.
AI5JT, yeah, the CE5RS repeater is not synced up tonight.
Go direct to
AI5JT.
Oh, bummer. Alright, I can do questions if you want because you're coming and you're pretty scratchy.
Yes, please. If you or Steve can pick that up, please do. There's not much I can do right now. Thank you. Yeah, 5.
Yeah, man, no worries at all. Steve put in the thing that he can't do it right now, so here we go. Let's do question number 1. What is the recommended way to break in a phone contact? What is the recommended way to break into a phone contact? Alpha, say QRZ several times, followed by your call sign. Bravo, say your call sign once. Charlie, say breaker breaker. Delta, say CQ, followed by the call sign of either station. Alright, we're going to open the floor to technicians. If you are a technician and you would like to play along, give me your call sign and your choice, please.
Okay,
KI5ZYT, choice is Bravo.
Was that Kilo India 5 Zulu Yankee Papa or Yankee Tango?
Yankee Tango.
All right, we have Yankee Tango down for a Bravo. Any other technicians out there want to play along? Give me your call sign and your choice, please. All right, let's open it up to anybody. If you have a call sign and a guess, show up with it right now. Call sign and guess.
This is KI5PZN. I'm going to go with the Breaker Y9 because that sounds more fun.
We got Ernesto for Breaker. Anybody else? Well, the correct answer is Bravo. Say your call sign once. What is the recommended way to break into a phone contact? Say your call sign once, unless you're Ernesto, and then it's Breaker. Well, congrats to KI5ZYT for that. Our second question is, what does the Q signal QRV mean? Quebec Romeo Victor. Alpha, you're sending too fast. Bravo, there's interference on the frequency. Charlie, I am quitting for the day. Or Delta, I am ready to receive. Those are your choices. If you are a technician and want to come play, come with your call sign and your choice, please. One last call for technicians. Anybody that's a technician want to play, come with your call sign and your answer.
KI5ZY Tango, answer is D.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate that. All right, we're going to open it up to anybody else. If you have a license and a call sign, show up with it and your choice. Let's see if ZYT knows a thing or two or not.
KI5PZN with Delta.
All right, Ernesto has Delta. Anybody else? Anybody else want to play?
KI5OED, Delta.
We got Scott in for Delta. All right, well, all three are for Delta. So what does the Q signal QRV mean? It is indeed Delta. I am ready to receive messages. So there we have it. All right, man. Well, let's send this back to Net Control, and then it's news time. So thanks, Elliot, for making this happen. WZ5BBS, back to Net Control.
Let me do the station ID. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, call sign N5OAK. We're here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. If you're just now joining us through the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system and wish to participate, be sure your tone is set to 114.8 Hertz. If you're using the University Link repeater system, please set your tone to 97.4 Hertz. My name is Elliot, KI5Y Yarn. I'm your net controller for tonight's net. We are now going to pass our mic on to Ray, K5BZI, for tonight's news.
First of all, the National Voice of America Museum of Broadcasting, in conjunction with the Westchester Amateur Radio Association, announced their expanded hours during the 2023 Dayton Ham Convention. The museum will be open Thursday, May 18 from 1 p.m. till 9 p.m., Friday, May 19th from 1 to 9 p.m., Saturday, May 20th from noon to 9 p.m., and Sunday, May 21st from noon to 5 p.m. Admission is $10 at the door. The Westchester Amateur Radio Station Association, WC8VOA, will be on the air. The museum is a short drive from Hamvention down Interstate 75 or Route 42 from Xenia. Use the Crosley Boulevard address on your GPS. New exhibits include a dedicated room for amateur radio and shortwave equipment and a newly renovated ham shack with state-of-the-art equipment from Yaesu, ICOM, and Elcraft. Dossets and operators will be available to enhance visits to the museum. For further information, visit voamuseum.org or wc8voa.org. You can also find the museum on Facebook or call area code 513-777-0027. The museum's regular hours are Saturdays and Sundays from 1 to 4 p.m., and it's located at 8070 Tylersville Road, Westchester, Ohio. In other news, the Missouri S&T, a primarily engineering school nestled in the foothills of south central Missouri, for over the past 100 years, has delved in higher education in general and changed in countless ways. But one aspect of the Missouri S&T that has remained constant is the presence of an amateur radio club. The Missouri S&T Amateur Radio Club, call sign W0 Echo Echo Echo, will celebrate its 100th anniversary of its founding on Saturday, April 15th. The public is invited to attend an open house 2 to 5 p.m. in the club's radio shack located at Emerson Hall. Quote, "This organization has quite the legacy," says Morgan Lyons, the club's president. "We've had several generations of students take part in our events, and the club is still going strong after 100 years. Lyons, a junior aerospace engineering student from Flower Mound, Texas, says the club has always served as a way for people to come together and network. Ham radio has traditionally allowed its operators to feel like part of a close community, even if they are communicating with people hundreds of miles away. In its heyday, before the advent of other communication technologies, the ham radio world would have been a more common concept used and discussed by students at Missouri S&T. Today it's less common, but Lyons says the group still has 20 active members who are studying various disciplines, and they all understand that ham radio is a colloquialism to describe amateur radio as opposed to being some type of pork product." According to the Missouri Miner, the local newspaper, archives from 1923, the club was founded by 12 men, quote, "for the purpose of studying applications and devices connected with radio reception," end quote. The members of the club purchased the first equipment used on their own, but their goal was to stimulate the interest of the school in radio work with a view towards this school eventually purchasing a good transmitting set. That was back in 1923. The club's initial aspirations have come true, with S&T now being a collegiate powerhouse in terms of its amateur radio setup and the tower's reach. The University Tower has 6 antennas with high-frequency bands on Emerson Hall, as well as 2-meter repeater atop Thomas Jefferson Residence Hall. Lyons says club members now take part in competitions with other institutions to make the most contacts possible over a 24-hour period, and the strength of S&T station gives the club an advantage. Quote, "The last time we participated, we made over 1,000 contacts with people from around the world," Lyons says. "Our members have access to the shack day and night, and we all enjoy coming together to be part of the community." Lyons says the group regularly provides testing service as well, so community members and students can get their amateur radio operator's license. They also provide radio services for a local motorsporting event known as the 100-Acre Wood Rally, since much of the rally in Salem and Potosi, Missouri has a minimal phone service. She acknowledges that people can put together their own ham radios and can simply purchase the materials online, and this can be an enjoyable way to join the community as well. However, the S&T station is stronger and clearer than any, quote, homebrew or homemade station students may develop. And in other news, let's see, the West Michigan aviation students speak with astronauts in space. Cascade Township, Michigan. Students from the West Michigan Aviation Academy used amateur radio Thursday afternoon to speak directly to an astronaut aboard the International Space Station. The students asked questions of Sultan Al Nayati, who is from the United Arab Emirates. Quote, "We did a little bit of research beforehand, and then I formulated my question there in my class," said sophomore Gavin Weirsom. Sophomore Kira Amos asked a question about how the space station disposes of garbage and human waste. Quote, "So we need to utilize the recycled water to purify that and reuse it, but unfortunately, the solid waste we don't have a facility to reuse. So we store them in barrels and send them to burn in atmosphere and return in cargo vehicle," Nayati said. Students were excited to have the opportunity to speak with an astronaut in space. They had about a 10-minute window for the transmission. Quote, "I feel like every kid has gone through an astronaut phase and been like, if I was an astronaut, this is what I'd want to do. So I think I had a vague idea. I've always been curious about the logistics of everything, like where does this go, why are we doing this, and how does this work? So it was pretty easy to come up with the questions," said Amos. The students were assisted by amateur radio groups who had the equipment used to transmit directly to the space station as it passed overhead. Quote, "It took many hours. I know my dad spent many hours late at night working on the coax and the equipment, and they even, the week before, put the antennas on the roof with the help of a local contractor," said Grace Papay, the radio control operator. The school hopes having unique experiences like this will inspire students to pursue science and technology careers. Quote, "I think it's just great for our students to hear that and for our students to understand a little bit more about what it takes to put something into space and to get people to space and what's required of the astronauts in space. And I think it just kind of helps put that career path in the realm of the possibility for our students," said Brian Forney, a science teacher at the Academy. And that about wraps up the news for this week. Thank you, sir, for hosting tonight. And 7-3 all, this is K5BZI back to net control.
Might as well do a station ID before we continue. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, call sign N5OAK. We're here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. If you're just now joining us through the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system and wish to participate, please be sure to set your tone to 114.8 Hertz. And if you're using the University Link repeater system, please set your tone to 97.4 Hertz. My name is Elliot, KI5YER, and I'm your net controller for tonight's net. I would like to say, because of the severe weather here in College Station, if anyone here in College Station needs to use the W5AC repeater for any emergency traffic, just go ahead and break it. I will be sure to disconnect the link if necessary. But now it is time for Fox News. We will pass the mic on to David, KG5UBB.
Hello, thanks, Elliot. KG5UBB here. So some news for the UT Fox. We will be hiding the Fox this weekend, and we're doing it on the UT campus, exact location TBD, but it will be on the 40 acres. No tricks. It won't be at Pickle, or it won't be at some random, UT campus halfway across the state. So it will be on the 40 acres. Please be careful if you want to find the Fox to park legally so you don't get fined, and it'll be fun. It won't be too challenging because of the weather. I want the Fox to be safe. But also, if you do go hunting for it, it will not be inside of a building. So don't go scaring students during final season by waving Yagis from the buildings, please. And yeah, it'll be fun. We decided that the UT Amateur Radio Club members should get a chance to look for it, so I'll be the one hiding it. So if you find UT members, you can interrogate them all you want, but they will not have any information useful for finding the Fox. And with that, KG5UBB back to net. Good luck, everyone, looking for the Fox. 7-3s.
And now it's time to pass the mic to Rusty, WZ5 BBS, our president, with the club and trivia announcements.
Yes, sir, indeed. We had 27 players last week on the Friday Night Trivia Net. Dave, KI5STT, came in first place. Philip, AC5G, coming in second. And Steve, KG5LAA, coming in third. The elimination round was won by Scott, KI5OBD. Way to go, man, for that. As far as official player rankings go, Alan, KB5VKP is in the number 1 spot, Jared, N5AFC in the number 2 spot, and Aaron, AI5HP in the number 3 spot. Way to go, Aaron. Look at that. Anybody can play. All you need is a smartphone, a tablet, or a computer. The bingo starts at 8:30, so you have something to do while you're hanging out waiting for the net to begin. To check out player rankings, stats, net logs, anything you want to know about the Friday Night Trivia Net, head over to n5oak.org and click on the Trivia Net tab. As far as official club business, we have no new members as of last Thursday. We've got some new people in the Discord, though, so welcome to everybody. We do have N5OAK gear available online, so if you want to buy some stuff with the club logo on it, you can do that over at n5oak.org. Next club meeting is this Saturday, April 22nd. It will be at the house and branch of the Austin Public Library. You can check out the website or the meeting channel on Discord for all of the details. So far, George, K5TR, will be our guest speaker. And then this is also our first testing session that we've done as a club, thanks to Philip, AC5G. So I'm super impressed that the whole thing is booked. We are full. Session full, no more spots, no more room, so congrats to Philip for making that happen, and we'll have that on Saturday as well. We've got the UT Fox Hunt, like David said, and then the Texas A&M Net on Mondays right here at 8 p.m. The easiest way to stay up to date on all the fun things that we're doing is to head over to n5oak.org and click on the calendar tab. When you do that, we'll fill in all the calendar. It makes it all magical and awesome. So thanks again, Elliot, KI5YER, for running the net tonight from College Station. We will hand it back to you. WZ5BBS, back to net control.
Thank you, Rusty, for the announcements. And before we start doing this again, I'll do another station ID because why not? This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, call sign N5OAK. We are here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. If you are just now joining us, the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system, and wish to participate, be sure your code is set to 114.8 hertz. If you're using the University Link repeater system, please set your tone to 97.4 hertz. My name is Elliot, KI5YER, and I'm your net controller for tonight's net. I'll be looking for check-ins shortly. No membership is required. Any licensed operator is welcome to check in. New hands are also encouraged to check in. So if you're a new hand, we would love to hear from you. And it's about time now. Any mode, anywhere. Please come now with your call sign and name. We are now taking check-ins for the N5OAK Thursday Night Net. Any mode, anywhere. Please come now.
KI5PZN, Ernesto.
KI5CTW, Blake and Spicewood.
November 5 Lima X-ray, Oak Hill, name is Sky.
November 4 Mike India, Tierras, New Mexico, David.
This is KI5OBD, Scott and Kyle. This is Kilo 5 Juliet, 5 portable, South Austin.
hopefully I got everyone out here so far, at least, for this first round to go Kilo India 5 Tango Zulu Mike, if I got that correctly. You're going to be going to the N5OAK meeting this Saturday, and if not, how are you holding up with this weather? And what are you going to be doing? Kilo India 5 Tango Zulu Mike, did I get that right?
The KI-5 Zulu Tango Whiskey.
I got someone else with a mic in the end, I'm not sure. But I guess we'll turn it over to you, Kilo India 5 Zulu Tango Whiskey. You're going to be going to the N5OAK meeting this Saturday. If not, what else are you going to be doing in that time? And if it's storming around where you are, how are you holding up? Cat 5 ZTW. Cat 5 ZTW.
Blake may have gone to get a beer. N4 MMI.
I'm here, KI-5 CTW.
Yeah, I hear Blake. Blake, do you hear me? WZ5BBS.
Yes, I got you out 5-9. You're good.
Alright, so then let's take it back to Elliot. Elliot, can you hear both of us now?
Yeah, I can hear both of y'all. Am I not making it to my repeater?
Yeah, for whatever reason, you couldn't hear him. He like two or three times. So we were just trying to figure out if something was up with the link or what was going on. But I think we're back to good, man.
Awesome. I was hoping there wasn't anything wrong with the link, because there's no way that I could try and fix it on our end, because I know our nodes are linked together in some weird way. I guess we'll go over to Blake, Kilo India 5 ZTW, about, because now I'm actually able to hear what you were saying.
Blake got his general yesterday, if nobody else heard. N4 MMI.
That is a true story.
It's a great time to get, it's always fun to get your general. It took me about 4 or 5 tries before I actually got my general. Personally, I have no knowledge of like electrical concepts like that, so it was really challenging for me to get it, but finally have my general, and Amateur Extra is probably about a couple years away. Anyone, I suppose I'll now open the floor if anyone else would like to comment.
KI5OBD. Howdy, Blake. Thanks for coming back to me earlier. I was out testing my, excuse me, testing the tape measure Yagi I built last weekend, and Blake came back, gave me an excellent report, and so I know my antenna's working, and I think my SWR meter is not. So, yeah, look, so congratulations on the general, Blake. KI5OBD.
Well, thank you. I would like to see that tape measure Yagi. I've heard about them, and it sounds really cool.
Actually, if you go to the Fox Hunt channel on Discord and scroll up a ways, I posted a picture of it. Yeah, as soon as I got finished making it. KI5OBD.
Alright, I guess we'll take it on back to Kilo November 4, LRA. If you are around, are you going to be attending the N50AK meeting this Saturday? If not, what are you going to do with your weekend, or what did you do? What had you done this past weekend? KN4LRA. Am I being heard all right over there?
EG5, UBB. Yeah, you're being heard fine. I think Matthew may just be away from the radio.
Fair enough. LRN helping with this storm. I feel like our node's going down. Moving on to N4NMI. N4NMI, are you going to be attending the N50AK Amateur Radio Club meeting this Saturday? If not, what are you going to be doing with your weekend? All right, going on to KI5OBD. Are you going to be going to the N50AK meeting this weekend? Steve, you're a Kilo 5 Juliet Mike station. I'm not sure if there was anything else past the suffix there, but your name was Sam. Are you going to be at the N50AK meeting? And if not, what are you going to do with your weekend?
This is Kilo 5 Juliet Mike Portable, Sam and Austin. Hey, Elliot, nice to be chatting with you. Thanks for running the net. No, I'm going to miss the meeting this weekend. My vehicle's in the shop, and so it's a good excuse to stick around the house and take care of some projects. But one of the projects hopefully will be me army crawling through the attic, through the insulation to work on running some coax for a antenna project. And hopefully if I survive that, I'll be able to spend the rest of it doing some other non-hand things. Back to net. K5JM.
Well, darn, sorry to hear that your vehicle's in the shop. Gotta keep doing those, you have to do the ham hobbies over the non-ham hobbies, because the ham hobbies are more fun. No, I'm just joking. Does anyone like to open up? Or I'm going to open up the floor to anyone who would like to comment on with Sam. All right, I suppose we'll open up the floor again for another round of check-ins. This is KI5YER Elliot, and this is also the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club. Call sign N50AK here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. If you're now just joining us through the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system and wish to participate, be sure to set your tone to 114.8 Hertz. Or if you're using the University Linked repeater system, please set your tone to 97.4 Hertz. Again, if you would like to check into the net tonight, please come now with your call sign and name.
This is WZ5BBS, Rusty, Northwest Austin.
Kilowatt 5, Bravo, Zulu, India, Ray in South Austin.
This Kilo India 5, Papa, Zulu, November, Ernesto.
This is KB5MPJ, Kilo Bravo 5, Mike, Papa Juliet, Jason Buda.
All right, I suppose we'll go on down the list now. WZ5BBS Rusty, I suppose you're going to the N50AK Amateur Radio Club meeting this Saturday. What's on the agenda?
Yes, I will be at the meeting. I will be picking up donuts and heading that way, so I will be popular in the parking lot for all the right reasons. But yes, so the meeting starts at 10 a.m. on Saturday, and I will be there for sure. We've got K5TR is doing a presentation, and then after that, we've started doing a raffle table. So basically just kind of projects or things, like things that you don't want but you don't want to throw away, you can kind of bring, and we repurpose them through the club. And I was really impressed with the amount of stuff at the last raffle, and we also had Flex Radio. They donated some shirts and some pins and stickers and all kinds of fun stuff. So we had quite the assortment of stuff, so it'll be interesting to see what all we get this time. But if you have extra stuff, bring it. If you have projects that you're proud of and you want to show the club, bring them. But yeah, the meeting's going to be a whole lot of fun. Looks like the weather's going to be good for it as well. And then after that, we're doing testing, our very first testing session for the club. And we've got all 10 slots are full, so we're good to go. It's going to be interesting to see how all that rolls out. So looking forward to that. That's what I got for the weekend, man, plus hopefully a little sleeping in. WZ5BBS, back to net control.
Well, it seems like it's going to be a pretty long drive for me to go up there just to get some free donuts. I wish I could go to the meeting with y'all. I have too much going on, considering this is the second to last week of school. I do want to make it up to a meeting at least once, maybe even over the summer. I suppose I'll check out your website and see how frequently you do it. That's actually a pretty interesting thing to do with with doing the raffle. It's pretty cool. You got Flex Radio to donate some stuff too. I know here at W5AC, we're all kind of scraping by, but it's kind of a good idea to kind of like bring some stuff to like show off what you're proud of, because we're definitely looking for like presentations, and we're scraping for presentations and stuff to do at our meetings. Does anyone? I'm going to open up the floor now. If anyone would like to comment, if anyone would like to comment with Rusty.
So, Elliot, I talked to the local guy. We have Flex Radio is here in Austin, so I called them local. If you go look in the previous meetings, if you go look in the last meeting we have, there is I believe it's a PDF, or maybe it's PowerPoint, I forget what it is, but it's the Flex Radio slideshow that we went through last meeting, so go check that out. And then we also have a Bob Heil presentation as well. So if you want either one of those links, I can get that to you. WZ5BBS. Thanks for running the net, man. You're doing a great job.
I want a link to that. Sounds pretty interesting. I would like a link. I'm having a bit of a trouble finding it on your website. Again, before we continue, would anyone like to comment on what Rusty had said? All right, we'll go right back on down. Whoever came after Rusty, it was a Kilo 5 station. I did not catch the rest of the call sign for some reason. But are you going to be at the N5OAK meeting? And if not, what are you going to be doing with your weekend? The station who came in with the Kilowatt 5, I did not catch the suffix. So please come back with your call sign and what your plans are for this weekend.
Many know that I drive a 72 Chevy pickup, and so I'm going to take that out and about and go look at some cars. So Lone Star Roundup. I knew that Longhorn wasn't right. Lone Star Roundup is this weekend. And then maybe do a little body work with KB5MPJ on Sunday. So full weekend coming up, and looking forward to it. So hopefully the weather holds out. I'll let you have it back. K5BZI.
That's exciting to hear. Sounds like it's going to be a fun collaborative weekend for you. Anyone like to comment on anyone like to comment for K5BZI? Well, it seems like my Skywarn decided to comment instead. Turn over the floor to Kilo India 5, Papa Zulu November. What you got going on this weekend? Or are you going to the N5OAK meeting?
This is KI5PZN. Hey, Elliot, thank you for running the net. And hello to everybody listening and participating tonight. Yes, I will be going to the meeting. I'm the secretary of the club, so I better be there and doing my thing. But looking forward to seeing everybody on Saturday. I'll be doing the Waterloo breakfast earlier in the morning, and then that's at 8 a.m. on Burnett Road, just south of 183. And then after that, we'll be going to the Waterloo meeting at 10 a.m. So looking forward to seeing all of you guys out there. This is KI5PZN, back to net.
Still wish I was able to make the meetings with y'all, though. Still sounds like a really fun weekend and a very busy Saturday morning doing that and then the meeting at 10. Anyone have any comments for KI5PZN? Right along to KB5MPJ. Jason, will you be at the N5OAK meeting this Saturday? If not, what are your plans for the weekend?
This is KB5MPJ. I also won't be going to the meeting. I'm going with Ray to my K5MWA's wife's memorial on Saturday morning, so I won't be there for that. Ray and I are going to probably do some paint body work on Sunday. I've got a Jeep that I'm working on. We're kind of helping each other work on our vehicles. And Friday, I'm probably going to go to Aggie Muster in Dripping Springs. And that's kind of what I've got going for the weekend, KB5MPJ.
No, as an Aggie, I probably should be familiar with the muster. However, I don't know, apart from it being the roll call. It still sounds like a pretty good weekend, especially with the body work, working on all that stuff with y'all. Does anyone have anything for Jason? Any comments? All right, we'll open it right back up. We'll do another round of check-ins. If you would like to check into the N5OAK Amateur Radio Club Thursday night net, please come on now with your call sign and your name.
Yo. This is
AI5OS, Justin in Austin/Cedar Park. Alright, so at the top of the hour, the W5AC repeater likes to identify itself, and also the Skywarn popped up at KI5OS. However, Bill, I did not catch your call sign. This is AI5OS. AI5OS. Yeah, good evening. Name's Justin here in Austin. Just wanted to check in and give one for the numbers. It's been a while, but I've did a thing. I sold all my Kenwood gear, and I have a Yaesu FT991, and now an Yaesu FT710. So that's been kind of fun to play with and figure out how to get working. So anyway, you guys are the first contacts I've made on this thing now that I finally got it programmed here. This is definitely an interesting rig. This is AI5OS. Well, hey Justin, it's glad to have you on here, and it's great to see that you're getting back on the air over here. Oh man, I forgot what I was going to say other than I thought it was K as your prefix, not A. My apologies on that. I'm going to open up the floor to anyone who'd like to comment on AI5OS. I have one question for anybody, if it's okay to ask. Go ahead and ask away. Have any of you guys used the full Digi suite of stuff for WSJTX, and in particular the full rig, FL rig, rig control on the back? And if so, kind of curious as to how it's worked for you and how difficult it is to set up there. Over. I know I, for one, I use the Mac for all my stuff. Are you asking about FL Digi and WSJTX, or them being used as separate applications? Yeah, 5OS. I do WSJTX. I use WSJTX on my Mac. I have to be portable on my balcony, which is kind of dumb. But it works pretty well. I usually have to play with the port. I usually have to play with the USB port settings in WSJTX to get the cat control to work right. With my I use a 7300, but sometimes I have to finick with it just a little bit. before I can get it to work. And I've tried to use FLRig, but it's tried to take me a while to get it working, but I haven't been able to figure out how to get it to work.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I was just kind of trying to figure it out. Right now, I'm using Win for Yaesu on Windows. The one thing I have figured out about being totally blind with this 991 is it is one heck of a touchscreen, and as a blind person, that doesn't do me a whole lot of good. So I've had to come up with an alternative means of controlling these rigs, but it does work.
And I was going to mention too, running the 991 and a 710 is one heck of a rig setup to have too. I was looking at getting the FT 710, but I ended up snagging the 7300. One more time, we'll open up the floor to AI5OS, or open up the floor to comments for W2A5. Wow, I can't talk. We will open up the floor for anyone who would like to comment on AI5OS. All right, like I said earlier, there was someone who called in with the name Bill, and I did not catch your call sign. Are you still there? It might have been Phil, but we'll go ahead and start taking some more check-ins again. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club. Call sign N50AK. We're here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. If you're just now joining us to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system and wish to participate, be sure your tone is set to 114.8 Hertz. If you're using the University Link repeater system, please set your tone to 97.4 Hertz. My name is Elliot, KI5YER, and I'm your net controller for tonight's net. Yeah, if anyone would like to check in, any mode, anywhere, please come now with your call sign and name.
This is
AI5JT, Rick. Andrew.
This is Kilo India 5, Romeo Bravo Tango, Kent and Pflugerville on Echolink, no traffic.
Right, is it Kilo India 5, Juliet Tango, Rich, and are you going to be at the N50AK meeting this Saturday? And if not, what are you going to be doing with your weekend?
Alpha India 5.
Juliet Tango Whiskey, this is Rick. Alright, probably very scratchy coming in the door from very smoothly. No, I will not be Saturday, and then I'll be out of town for a wedding. Back to the net.
Yeah, you were a little bit scratchy. It was a little bit hard to understand you. Well, thank you for checking in. Suppose we'll open up the floor to comments. Just open up the floor to comments if anyone is able to hear them. All right, and once again, I'll open it up to check-ins. If anyone would like to check in, any mode, anywhere, please come down with the call sign and name. All right, I suppose we'll go ahead and start back at the top of the list. Kilo India 5 Zulu Tango Whiskey. Do you have anything interesting or fun to share in the ham world or anything else that's going on?
This is Kilo India 5 Zulu Tango Whiskey. Man, I don't. I hope that the weather holds out this week, which it should. I'm going to get my dipole up finally and be able to take down my Impasse 6 that I've been using for the last couple months on HF. 10 meters, which now, as of yesterday, I can enjoy all the bands, but I'm looking forward to getting this dipole up and using the Impasse for some sparks on the air and stuff like that.
Hey, that's pretty interesting. Glad you're able to get up a dipole. Be able to get any farther distances. Have you made a... Also, I do want to ask, what's your farthest or most interesting contact you've made over HF? ZTW, what was your most interesting, farthest contact you've made over HF?
This is KF5CTW. Last week I got, maybe you didn't hear it, I got Auckland, New Zealand, 7,300 miles away at about 16, 20 hours, and conditions were just perfect, and it was pretty cool.
Awesome. I'm still yet to get New Zealand. I'm working on the DXTC myself. Obviously, I just started out, so I'm not too far along. Anyone have anything for KI5ZTW? Does anyone have any? Would anyone like to comment on KI5ZTW before I move on? All right, I didn't get an answer before. KN4LRA, if you're around, What are your plans doing this weekend? Doing the N50AK? You're doing the N50AK meetings this Saturday, and also what's your best contact you've made over HF? November 4 NMI, same to you. Hadn't heard from you earlier. Will you be attending the N50AK meeting this Saturday? And if not, what are your plans for the weekend? And what is your best contact you'd like to show off? KI5 OBD, didn't hear anything from you earlier either. Will you be attending the N50AK meeting this Saturday? And if not, what are you doing with your weekend? And with that, it looks like we're about time to wrap up the net. Before I close the net, let me read you a list of local nets that you can stay radioactive throughout the week. Actually, that list is not here, but off the top of my head, I know the N50AK Amateur Radio Club has a few nets that go on. We have this Thursday night net. Tomorrow night we have the Friday night trivia net. Also, there is a weekend wind down net on Saturday, I would assume. So y'all look out for that. And there's also the W5AC net Monday nights at 8 o'clock. And the UT net on Wednesday nights. Thank you for joining us for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday night net, a service of the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, call sign N50AK, right here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. We are a nonprofit based in Austin, Texas. For more information, please visit N50AK, where you can find, or N50AK.org, where you can read all about the club, sign up for our email list, or donate and support the continued growth of amateur radio. You might also consider joining our Discord group, where we will stay in touch when we are not on the radio. If you would also like to, we would also like to thank Kyle, KA5B, for linking the University Link repeater system for this net. I am Elliot, KI5YER, and from my QTH here in College Station, Texas, 73s to y'all. Thanks again for hanging out with us tonight, and thank you all for letting me run the net tonight. I definitely had a good time. The system is now returned to regular amateur use.
Thank you, Sarah. Did a good job. WZ5BBS.
If anyone's still on, plenty of
All right, y'all, like I said. All right, y'all, like I said, thank you so much for letting me control the net this weekend, or this Thursday. I had a lot of fun, but I am loaded with class tomorrow. I'm headed to sleep. 73s to y'all. I'm going to unlink our repeaters now. I will see y'all in a little while then. 73. This is the Cat 5 White Drive Control.
KN4LRA, mobile.
KB5MPJ.
Hey Jason, how you doing? Is the net already wrapped up tonight?
Yeah, I think it already has. I kind of missed the wind down of it, but yeah, I think it's already finished up.
Oh man, I'm disappointed I missed it. I know it was Elliot's first time running the net, and I happen to unfortunately have made dinner plans starting at 8 p.m. tonight, so I just got back in the truck and was wondering whether the repeater was down because I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, it was a little shorter tonight, but I was kind of wondering, you know, with the weather that's coming in, maybe some people are off the air, have their antennas disconnected and stuff like that, so it might have just been a little shorter net tonight.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. I remember, I guess it's now maybe 2 months ago, running UTNet on a Wednesday night when we had the same kind of storms coming in, and man, everyone had their antennas disconnected. I think we got like 2 check-ins, something really small, but it was right in the thick of all of the weather. I guess everything must have come through while I was in the restaurant, because I saw it on the north side. I was talking to Rusty earlier, and around maybe 7:30, we could see it all up to the north. Quite the lightning show, but now it seems like everything's calmed down quite a bit.
Yeah, we didn't really get anything here in Buda. You know, I mean, the sky kind of got dark, but we barely got any rain, and I think we're just a little bit to the south of it. We didn't hardly get anything.
Lucky you. Well, I think Rusty definitely got dumped on. It looks like we got dumped on here looking at the roads, but I'm just glad that we escaped the hail. That was the one I was worried about, given that I was out and in the truck. I didn't want my truck to get all hailed on.
Yeah, I'm always worried about that because we don't have a garage here, so I'm always wondering what am I going to do? Is there anything I can do if we get hail here to keep my cars from getting beat up? But yeah, we got lucky this time. We could definitely use rain, but yeah, no hail, please.
Well, we need the rain for sure. I don't know if you've been out to Lake Travis recently, but the lake is down so far. I mean, down probably 40 feet or something from high. So every time that there's rain, it's really good from us because it means that the lake's going to go up a little bit. It's going to take a lot more than this to get it to go back up to where it needs to be. But we're hoping, fingers crossed, in the next couple of months here that we're going to get a couple of days of consecutive solid rain that'll fill the lake back up and bring it up back to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I haven't been out to the lake in quite a while, but driven up 71 a few times where it crosses the Pedernales River, and you can see it's down, and you know the boat docks are sitting on the ground and everything. And it was like this about 10 years ago. We had a long drought, and the lake got down to like 60 feet low or something like that, and it finally came back up. You know, we finally had enough years with enough rain that it filled back up, but now it looks like we're headed down the same trend again of a long drought.
Well, I've been told that it is somehow correlated to El Nino and La Nina with the weather patterns, and I guess that shifts every 8 years or so, switches between the two. So from what I've heard, it's about time for it to start going down again. I remember that my freshman year, right before I moved out here, was the up, where it was down and the lake was down 40-50 feet, and then they said in the span of about 3 days it went from being all the way down to being essentially overflowing. The lake was all the way up to the spillover on the top of the dam, and it was really funny because there are all these pictures of people's boat docks that were sort of anchored in the right spots to be
at what used to be the shoreline, sitting, 100, 200, 300 feet off the shoreline, just kind of out in the middle of the lake, because the water came up so fast they didn't have time to get out there and adjust them.
Yeah, that was probably, you might have heard people talk about the Halloween floods, because it happened on Halloween. It was I want to say it was like 2013 or something. It's been a while, but it was some of the worst flooding that we've had here in a long time, and it flooded a bunch of homes, and it was pretty bad, but it did fill the lake back up pretty quickly, or helped fill it up.
Yeah, I don't recall that particular name being used, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's exactly the one that they were talking about.
Yeah, if you ever talk to anyone that's been here, at least that long, it's probably calls it the Halloween floods.
Well, that was long before my time. I moved here in 2019, but I think the timing's about right for that to be, in that region. So that may be it.
Yeah, if we can get a good amount of rain and not have it flood like that, just good steady rains, that would be nice. But yeah, unfortunately, we're kind of known for flash flooding here. It'll be extremely dry, drought, and everything. And then we'll have these flash floods where we get too much all at once, and it just pretty much wreaks havoc on the area.
Well, at least it's better than tornadoes. I know we didn't really have tornadoes in Florida, but we definitely had them when I was living in Atlanta as a kid, and luckily we never got sort of directly impacted by it, but man, that was sort of a scary proposition that overnight just everything gets absolutely shredded. So I'm glad we don't have that too bad here like they do sort of up north and into Oklahoma and those areas. But I also would have said, we don't have the ice here, but I guess we've kind of had the ice the last couple of years, so maybe that one's out the window. But flooding can be pretty bad too, that's for sure.
Yeah, we get some tornadoes here. I think we're a little bit far south to be part of Tornado Alley. Like I grew up in North Texas, and they're more known for it, up in North Texas, Oklahoma, and pretty much all the way up, like to Nebraska. But yeah, we do still get them here. And you might have seen, did you see that there was a video of a kid was driving a pickup, and like the tornado spun the truck around, and he just kept driving. It was like the strangest thing. It's like the truck did like at least a 360 or something, then just kept on going.
No, I have not seen that video, but man, that sounds like it would be scary as a driver. Although I guess, once you figure out that you're going the right direction again, it's kind of like, well, what do you do? Are you going to stop, or just carry on with your day? That is kind of funny. I might have to go look that one up. But I do remember, I watch the weather fairly frequently, given the sailing. That's kind of turned me into a weather nerd. And I remember seeing a lot of sort of tornado-type activity up in the Georgetown area within the last couple of years. But I only remember, I think, maybe once in the 3 or 4 years that I've been here that we've had the tornado warning come out down here in the campus area.
Yeah, I think the truck getting spun around was around Elgin, so it wasn't too far from here. And it seems like a lot of times we'll get the warnings, but you never see it. That's always a relief. But yeah, we do get some pretty severe storm warnings here. We actually had a lightning strike at the house a few years ago, and that made me kind of gun shy about putting antennas back up for a while. But I've got them up, so hopefully they'll stay.
Well, I think you're at least safe for tonight. It looks like everything's moved out of the area up here in Austin, at least downtown. So I'm sure you're safe down there on your end. It does look like there's one more storm out to the east, kind of over Fredericksburg right now. But the ones that were in Fredericksburg earlier seem to end up going north, so my guess is this one will do the same.
Yeah, I listened to NOAA at about 8 o'clock, like right as the net was starting, and it sounded like most of it was kind of in, like the Round Rock, Pflugerville area. It was north of here, so, it looks like it kind of missed us down here.
Well, I was perfectly okay with that, given I was out and about. I was listening to the Skywarn net on the 640 machine up in Georgetown, and they were busy, that's for sure. Even I had to pick up someone, so I turned the volume down on the radio, but I still saw the S meter was pretty much lit up the entire time I was driving for a good 20 minutes. They were constantly chattering on about the weather up there.
Yeah, I didn't think to tune that one in. I can actually hit that repeater for Buda, and yeah, I've heard them. I've noticed they do a lot of like disaster recovery, Skywarn, kind of giving information when weather's rolling in. That's usually one of the better ones. It seems like to listen to, although it's mostly focused on that area, but it's close enough that it's still helpful down here. And when we had like the first big ice storm here a couple of years ago, there was a repeater in Round Rock that I was listening to. I couldn't hit it, but I could hear what they were talking about, and that was helpful too.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm impressed that you're able to hit it from down there, but that's really good. I can only barely get in from the radio in my truck here from Austin. It's more on the receive end, not the transmit end. I can hit it, but it goes in and out when I'm driving with picket fencing. I'm sure it's because I'm downtown. But I remember back in Florida where I originally got my license. Part of the reason I got my license was because of the hurricanes that we get down there. And they have a gentleman, his name's Paul, NB9X. This guy, he's an older gentleman now, used to be a radio broadcaster, and he will run the Skywarn net out of the National Weather Service office in Tampa, and they will do Skywarn nets for just about anything, and man, is that guy really, really good at it. They'll go on and on for hours with the Skywarn net, and especially when there's a hurricane or any kind of tropical weather event coming in, they are on there giving updates every 30 minutes, taking reports and everything, and it's such a great experience. So I definitely miss having that here in Austin because this man was absolutely on top of it, and it just turned out to be such a great resource there.
Yeah, it seems like the Georgetown one is probably one of the better ones for that. We don't tend to have as much of that kind of traffic here. Like we had the frozen net or something like that, and we were basically just kind of talking about, the road's kind of icy here, and everybody just kind of talking about what was going on, at their home and everything. But they, were doing more kind of serious weather reporting up there, and there's another repeater that I've heard in Austin where they do like Aries nets and drills and everything, and that's probably a good one to listen to too in an event like that.
Oh, I remember the frozen net. I think Ernesto ran that one. That was really funny to hear, and I do remember that it was a little bit more laid back. And there's got to be a balance, right? You can't be too serious about it. I remember there's a different repeater set in Florida where, man, they are just absolutely crazy about people always being 100% serious all the time. No chatter, it's got to be 100% to the line and don't cross it. And I don't think that's the way either, but it's definitely nice to have the information from time to time, even if I don't chat out.
Yeah, I definitely prefer the more laid back, and that's why I joined this club. But that's the cool thing about the Austin area is there's several clubs around town. So kind of whatever you like to do in radio, there's other people doing it, and you can find other hams to link up with. And so that's really cool. I mean, there's like something going on in ham radio pretty much every day around Austin.
Yes, indeed. We definitely didn't have that in Sarasota, so I'm really excited about that. I mean, I'm going to miss the guys here because everyone here is just so super inviting when I move up to Plano in the fall. So it'll be a little bit of a disappointment, but I'm sure there'll be all kinds of people up there to hang out with as well. And I'm going to bring the All-Star node with me, so I'll probably end up still chatting with y'all from Plano through the All-Star node even in the future.
Yeah, I know Plano's got a club, and I was actually out of the hobby when I lived in Plano. I was out of it for a long time and got back into it around probably 2016 or 17, something like that. So I kind of missed the club activity and everything while I was up there, but I know they do have it. And there's a club in Richardson that's pretty active, that's near Plano. I've heard their repeater's pretty active. Like when I drive up there, there's always people on the Richardson net. There's one in downtown Dallas. I think it's I want to say it's 880, like 146 880 or something like that. But anyway, there's two of them. There's like a 780 and 880, and they're both real active. And they used to have a ham expo in Plano at the Plano Convention Center, so you might see if they still do that. But so there's plenty of activity going on up there. And then there's Ham Radio Outlet, and there's a place called Texas Towers that sells towers and coax and stuff like that. So it's still pretty big up there.
Well, that's great. Well, I might shoot you a message on the Discord when I get closer to moving up there. That'll be in August, and I'm trying to get connected just so I can get a reminder on which different places to look for activity. But I just pulled into the garage here, so I'm going to have to say 73 for now. I may turn the HT on once I get upstairs and get everything unpacked. But it was fun chatting with you tonight, and we'll talk to you soon. This is KN4LRA.
Okay, yeah, it was good talking to you, Matthew. Have a good evening, and I'll talk to you again sometime soon. KB5MPJ, clear with KN4LRA 73.
Thanks, Jason. Have a great night. KN4LRA.
KI5YLS.
KB5MPJ.
KB5MPJ is KI5YLS. Was wanting to reach out to anyone to see if I could get a late check-in for the Thursday night net because just now was able to get off work, so tuning to the net was a no-go for me.
Yeah, I wound down a little earlier tonight. I was kind of thinking maybe with the weather that was coming in down here, people may have had their antennas disconnected and didn't stay on as late. It was over by probably about 9:15. How was the weather up there?
Well, weather here was pretty bad as well. We had rain. We had rain that sounded like missiles hitting our car. And we even ran into some probably dime-size hail. So we ran into all that. Yeah, I was at work delivering pizzas and got off at work at 10 about 15 minutes ago and was like, I'm probably too late, but we'll turn on Echo Link and see if maybe I do catch it. Let me reset real quick. So I was like, yeah, let me turn it on and see if I can see anything, but obviously from the sounds of the quietness, I have missed it. Yeah, that's pretty quick. That's a pretty quick Thursday night net. I almost want to talk to, I know I'm not like head of the club or anything like that or any special position, but I almost want to talk to the club and see if, for us late workers, if they can push it back a little bit, because, we already started 8 o'clock. What's one extra hour, or something like that, because, tell you what, it does suck not being able to tune in. Back to you.
Yeah, a lot of times it goes this late, though. It seems like it pretty often goes till 10 o'clock, so I guess maybe they haven't really thought, that they would need to push it back. But I've been on a couple of nights where it ran a little bit shorter, but sometimes it goes pretty late. I remember there was one where I think Ray was up there with y'all, because I remember he ended up putting his mom on the air, and I think that was close to midnight. It was like 11:30 or maybe even midnight.
KC3, NAG.
There he is. Go ahead, Randy.
Hey, Jason. Hey, YLS. Yeah, Ray ran it one night till it was like quarter after midnight, and Rusty, of course, had to I think beat the record by about 2 minutes just a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, I'm sure it's all due to people don't want to talk on the radio when there's scary lightning out. So yeah, it was a fast net. You missed it, YLS.
Yeah, hey Randy, what's going on, man? Yeah, I wish I could have tuned into it because I do miss tuning into Thursday night nets. Work's got me going crazy, and yeah, with the lightning out, I'm sure a lot of people were scared to tune their antennas into the net. But what was I going to say? I was going to say something, but I don't remember what it was. But the weather here's been pretty bad as well. Ow, my hair. So now I'm just sitting in my car and getting off work and chatting with y'all. Back to y'all.
Yeah, I guess when the weather's bad, people could use Echolink or HTs, depending on where they are. I mean, I can hit it from Buda. I can hit the Oak down here, and I don't know, all around Austin. There's probably a repeater people can hit, but yeah, I could definitely understand not being on the air with an outdoor antenna with lightning. I've had a strike here at the house and actually had one of my antennas get vaporized, so I can understand that.
Yeah, those antennas can sure be a lightning magnet. But I know what I was gonna say that I couldn't think of. Y'all were talking about that late night net. I hate to break it to both of you, but I was there for that whole net, and that net ran, I think, pretty close to 2 a.m. if not later. Because, like I said, I was there for the whole net, and we were running pretty late, so I know which net y'all were talking about, and I'm pretty sure it was like 1:30, 2 in the morning. It was very early. So, and you said that he put his mom on the air. His mom was actually here at where I'm at, and I put him on the air. He just said, "This is my mom," and stuff like that. So yeah. But yeah, it was pretty late. Like I said, about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was kind of fun to listen to, though, because I've never heard a net controller say, if anybody has any questions or comments for my mom, come with your call sign now.
Yeah, I bet that was a little different. Well, she said she absolutely enjoyed talking to you guys and absolutely loved the feedback that she got. So I might have to have her jump on another one pretty soon, if I ever get the chance to catch it. Excuse me. And if I can make it to summer field day, again, that depends if I work or not, and I can get her to come with me, she says that either that or one winter field day, she wants to cook for everybody, so I'm going to try to get her to come out to one of those. I don't know how she feels about the whole camping part, but of course she's been on a camping frenzy lately. She bought a big 3-room tent, so maybe she's down for it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't recommend tent camping for summer field day because it's so hot, but where we do it out there at Ranch 3232, there's usually air conditioning, like people have campers, there's a few air-conditioned cabins, there's a house out there, I think there's kind of a big, I don't know, like a bunkhouse or cabin or something, and, it has air conditioned, so at least you can get in out of the heat, but, yeah, tent camping in June or whenever it is not good, so, yeah, she probably wouldn't want to do that unless she could make sure she's got a bed indoors.
Well, she bought this, like I said, 3-room tent. It's got the middle piece with 3 rooms attached to it, and she's going crazy. She's having a conniption fit, wanting to use it, so maybe during one of the winter ones, that'll give her a chance too. Yeah, for the summer one, if I come to the summer one, I've already agreed that I'm going to save up and get myself a cabin, let alone she doesn't need to be in a tent. So if she comes and I come, we're probably going to get a cabin because I've seen the cabins out there. But I don't know if I'm going to honestly make it between money and time. I'm already cutting kind of close to doing things I want to do. God, I love being an adult. I say that in the most sarcastic way. Back to you, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little ways away, so, you got time to decide if you can go or, it's always a good time though. I like field day, like summer field day and winter field day. Always a lot of fun. So yeah, if you can make it, yeah, you got to try. I mean, I know you came to winter field day. Winter field day was a blast. I kind of like winter field day better because it's not hot. KB5MPJ.
Yeah, winter field day was a blast for me. KI5YLS. Other than the fact that I was sleeping in water, but I learned my lesson, so maybe I'll do better next winter. Hoping by next winter I'll have like a little camper or something. That'd be nice. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I want to come out. I want to come out to the summer one only because I've never came out to the summer one. While y'all are at Ranch 3232, the only summer one I was out. Well, no, even that was a winter one, I believe. The only summer one I came out to was the first winter field day I ever went, or the first field day I ever went to, where I hit that Netherlands contact. But that was a winter field day too. So yeah, I don't think I've ever been to a summer field day. It's just been too hot. So I totally understand. And then, I became an adult and responsibilities kicked in and yay. Gotta love it. Back to you.
Yeah, my first field day was summer field day with the Hayes Caldwell Ham Radio Club. They had an air conditioned building set up, and it was kind of a small little building, but it was good to be in out of the heat. And then my first Oak Hill field day was winter field day, and I just went for half a day because like new club, you don't know if you're gonna want to stay or if you're gonna fit in or whatever. So I just kind of showed up for a day, and then now I stay overnight every time. But yeah, the first time I just kind of showed up and got to meet some people and see what it was all about, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. KB5MPJ.
Yeah, that's how it was for me. Ray actually took me to the first field day for me, and kind of was just felt out of place, like it was like a bring your kid to work day kind of thing, or bring your kid to your favorite hobby day kind of thing. Didn't really know what to do, and was kind of just fascinated by all the gadgets. And then Ray put me on one, and took off from there, and here I am. So now I'm just about ready to start getting my own portable equipment and having my own station and all that other stuff. And this is an expensive hobby, I have to admit. But anyways, are you going to be attending the club meeting this weekend? I wish I could, but I believe that's this weekend. I wish I could, but again, work. So KI5YLS, K5MPJ, I think that's right. Back to you.
So I'm not going. I'm going with Ray we're going up to Waco for the memorial. One of our club members' wives passed away. Mike K5MWA, you might have talked to him. His wife passed away, so we're going to her memorial, and it happens to be at about the same time as the club meeting, so I'm going to miss it. But yeah, I'm riding up there with Ray to that memorial on Saturday morning.
Yeah, I heard about Mike. That's a shame. But at least we know she's in a better place and stuff like that. And she's not hurting anymore. God, you would think Rusty and Ernesto would have planned something to where instead of the club meeting, they go there or move the club meeting to next weekend. Of course, I guess once it's set in stone, it's set in stone. Especially if you already told the library, hey, we'll be there this weekend. But still, man, I would have planned something out, but then again, you never know. So, but yeah. Well, I'll tell Ray also, but give Mike and his family my best condolences. I'm part of that club, so he's part of my family as well. So I'm thinking about him, and my family's thinking about him, and everyone here's thinking about him. Even though I know he said it's a lot of stress relieved off his shoulder. It's still a hard time. So back to you, KI5YLS.
Yeah, I guess it kind of coincided with the club meeting, and, you know, it may be difficult to move the meeting and all that, so, you know, there'll probably be some people that will go to the memorial, you know, the people that know Mike, and I'm sure there'll be other people that'll, you know, just go to the meeting or whatever, but, yeah, I mean, you know, just, there's conflicts, schedule conflicts or whatever, and it happens, and I'll just make the next meeting, you know, no big deal. KB5MPJ.
Yeah, that's why I make multiple meetings. Can't make one, you make the next one. Sounds like from the one meeting I went to, though, a lot of things they talk about is the repeat stuff, you know. We're putting money towards this. Do we all agree? We all agree. We're doing this. Do we all agree? We all agree. We disagree, you know, stuff like that. So, which, I mean, it's important to attend if you can, but, you know, it sounds like it's a deja vu kind of thing. Sometimes. But yeah, if I knew the memorial, I really wanted to go to the memorial, and if I remembered that it was this weekend, I would have drove up there, because Waco's not that far away from me. But, again, work. Seems like work gets in the way of a lot of things I want to do. Maybe I ought to reconsider my work. I don't know, maybe. But, you know, like I said, give him my condolences, and put my best wishes over his wife, and tell him KI5YLS is thinking about him, and his family. So we're here, and hopefully he's doing well, and hopefully the family's doing well. Back to you.
Okay, yeah, I'll tell him, and, you know, Ray probably will too, but, yeah, we're gonna get up early and, head up there, and then, Sunday, Ray and I are gonna do more car work. We're working on my Jeep this time, so we're gonna be doing a bunch of sanding, and a lot of the same stuff we did on his old car. We'll be doing that on Sunday.
All right. Well, I assume y'all would be doing that at his house. But that Sunday, either Saturday or Sunday, whenever y'all head back home, if y'all go through clean, stop by and say hi. Either whether it's my work or our house, stop by, at least give a hi, wave and a hi. If y'all got the time. But yeah, I tell Mike. More than likely, I'll be going out Saturday night, since I usually go out about once a weekend once every other weekend, nowadays. But, so I might go out Saturday, so tell Mike that I'll have a beer, in thought of him and his wife. So, I'll have one in memory of his wife and one for him if he, I don't know if he's a beer drinker or not, but I'll have one for him, and, be thinking about him. But, alright, I'm sitting in the driveway of my house now, so let me get inside, and, I'll probably call it a night and play on the computer for a little bit, and then call it a night and turn right around and work again tomorrow. And, it was good talking to you, though. Hopefully I can get some more radio time in the next few days, and, won't be able to make it to the trivia night tomorrow night. I work too late. But it was good talking to you, Jason, and Randy, if you're still out there. This is KI5YLS, good lord. 73.
Okay, yeah, it was good talking to you, Cody, and Randy, if you're still out there lurking. So I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off here too, but yeah, y'all have a good evening. This is KB5MPJ. I'll be clear with KI5YLS 73.
KI5YLS 73 and...
All right. Talk to you later, guys. KC3 NEG lurking.
All right, 73, Randy. Good talking to you. KB5MPJ, clear with KC3 NEG.